and welcome, you guys. Whoo, your girl is back. Let's get the little banner going on. So as you guys are coming into the room, please do all the things at the bottom of the screen. Hit the like as you come into the room. Make sure you comment down in the comment section. Let me know if you're here. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is everything good? Is everything great? Subscribe if you haven't already. Please, 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 please. And thank you. Share this video where you share your videos because sharing is caring. Turn on your notifications because, baby, you never know. And the Cash App and the Venmo are there for those who would like to partake. Please and thank you. Your girl's not monetized. Just a suggestion. And also, this is all alleged, okay? This is all alleged. We're about to talk reality TV, okay? We're here to talk Love is Blind, season 8, episodes 7 through 9. They just came out yesterday. Now, yeah, I know your girl just came up here and did 1 through 6 on Thursday, just barely in the nick of time before the Friday drop, but it's done. Those first 6 episodes were quite painful. I'll say it again. Nobody asked for 6 episodes inside the pod. Please don't ever do that again. People are actually saying that the 4 episodes is too much. That y'all could really go to 3 is what the streets are saying. And this is our 5th year of Love is Blind. So we're in Minnesota, Minneapolis. Love is blind. Love is bland. Love is very bland. We're going to get into it. I didn't realize that Storytimer Ricky, she has a YouTube channel with I think Reality Ashley, and I didn't realize they had done like a little gossip one like an hour ago. So we'll probably talk about that because I didn't get a chance to watch that. We'll probably talk about that next week. Next week will be on Sunday, which is the day I typically like to do Love is Blind. Like I said, the first 6 episodes was painful, so we didn't get out on a Sunday, and then I have a lot to do tomorrow, so I didn't want to do it this Sunday because tomorrow I have a weekly huddle. So come check for that. It's going to talk a little bit of entertainment news, but a lot more about what I'm watching on TV. You guys can come through for that. And then also I'll have my Pajama Sundays, which is based on mental health, self-care, all of the things come through. We're going to talk about some affirmations and all of that good stuff, child. My nose is going to be nosing. And then the Found panel tomorrow night. So with those 3 things, I was like, I'm not about to do Love is Blind on Sunday. The following Sunday, I won't have Pajama Sunday, so I'll be good. 3 is my max. 3 is my max. Especially 2 of them that are, me-centered, me-driven. The panel is kind of, I'm just on a Panda, Candy Love host. It's all good. Anyway, y'all, we here. We got our goal. Love is Blind. We just got a little iced tea, y'all. I know I do Saturday sip, but your girl don't really be drinking like that. So come on, iced tea. We're going to get into it. And hopefully y'all have seen it because like I said, it's Saturday night. For those of you that are home like me, just home, kicking it, chilling. Hopefully you've seen the episodes. Or if you don't plan on seeing the episodes, because I posted for the first 6 on my IG, I watched it so you didn't have to. Especially those first 6 episodes, baby, because those was kind of rough. Now, these 6, sorry, y'all, this ain't no 6. These 3 weren't as bad, but we're going to get into it. I was trying to wait for people to come into the room, send this to my girl. I posted this on social media, and let's just see. We're going to talk about it. We're going to start off with episode 7, and I actually did them in episode order in like scenes and everything, and y'all know I don't do that justice because it just ain't, it's not giving what it needs to have gave. Can I turn this light up? I moved the light up there a little bit because it was bothering my eyes, so I moved it a little further away, but I want to make sure I'm lit. I feel like I was a little dark in the other video. I mean, I'm dark skin, okay? I'm dark skin, but I feel like the light was a little dark. So we're going to get into it, you guys. Let me see. Hold on. I want to see if I can move these notes just a little bit closer. So I don't be whipping my head back and forth. I whip my head back and forth. So in episode 7, let's see. I want to get the right people up here, y'all. And I was trying not to do it on the screen in front of y'all, but okay. Because I changed my slides slightly, okay? I'm changing my slides slightly. So this is what we're working with for this go around. So we are picking up where we left off now. In the episode 6, We were with Daniel and we were with Taylor, and she was trying to figure out, do you know me? Do I know this man? Okay. Did you follow me on Instagram and then unfollow me? Inquiring minds want to know. Now, to be perfectly honest, I said it in my last recap. I feel like he did follow her, although they are saying all the men's on this cast is kind of looking similar. So maybe she mistook him from somebody else. And I did get one of those pictures to show y'all to show y'all towards the end as we get into some things. But I kind of believe just from how he was talking and when she was saying, the picture was in front of the tree and he was drinking something, and then he was like, nah, he ain't have no picture in front of the tree. He wasn't drinking nothing. And I was just like, it's giving semantics, okay? So I was more inclined to believe that she had seen this man before. And the way they also positioned it when I don't know, maybe I got it wrong. When I first saw the trailer, I thought it was going to be like a stalking situation, low key. I'm not even going to hold you, but it wasn't any of that. But I, in my heart of hearts, believe it hasn't been proven that this man did follow her, unfollow her. I feel like he should have been honest about it, but she's kind of saying to him that, he had an unfair advantage. All the things that they discuss are in her Instagram. She's into family. She's into Christmas. She love her some Taco Bell. Ooh, girl. Really? Okay. And I may add, when I was watching the first 6 episodes, there were a couple times he did bring up Instagram. He did bring up her handle. He asked what her handle was. They did have a lot of coincidences. I'm gonna do coincidence. They did have a lot of coincidences. I mean, one just was what it was because her dad's name is Daniel, so is a coincidence. But some of the other stuff, I was like, I don't know. Like that stocking he gave her. Now, granted, it was a Target stocking. I think he gave her his stocking, something like that. It was a Target stocking. I have the same stockings, me and my kids. It's old. I didn't even know, but they do the same one every year. And somebody was saying that she did have a picture on her Instagram page with that stocking. Do with that what you will, okay? So he insisted that he did not know. He says if he did, he would have told production itself. Sir, I don't know if I believe that, but we're going to, hope that you're a man of integrity and that if that was the case, you would have done so. So she's like, well, listen, I got the follow app so I can see who followed me. Even if you follow me and unfollow me, I can see. And he's like, maybe I did, but I really don't remember. So baby, here come production. Well, I can give you your phone if you would like to check and get that information. I said, oh, okay, production. Petty Betty. I said, y'all gonna get to the bottom of it. So she's like, oh, okay. After the lady leaves, she's like, oh, can somebody give me the Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi? Bueller? They both Bueller? Please tell me y'all know where that's from. It's funny because how old are they? Let me look. Let me scroll up. Is it say on here? They're in their 30s. So I'm really surprised that they know that. Although it is like a classic, but it's like an older movie. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, baby. So when they both say Bueller, that kind of breaks up the ice. One of the production guys comes over. He gave us the password. It's Love is Bland, season 8. Anyway, I'm just playing about the last part. So she gets on there and she's like, she's scrolling. Hey, Candy Love. I know you don't watch this show. I said, let me get up here quick, fast, in a hurry and talk about it this time. And we got a lot going on tomorrow. So I was like, let me get it out the way today, even though it just came on yesterday. So she's scrolling, looking through this app. Now, do y'all have this app? I never had this app. I know they have this app for everything, for Instagram, for Facebook, for all of the things that you can look and see who followed you, unfollowed you, all of that. So she's scrolling. She's like, wow, it's a lot of people unfollow me. I said, girl, and I think she honestly got to the point where she didn't find it, but she just was frustrated in looking, right? So she kind of stopped and, he says this, apologies or whatever, what have you. And they're trying to figure out where they want to go from here, right? And I'm like, so did she just not want to move on with this man? And this was going to be out? Like, I was truly confused. I didn't know what we were doing here. Did she, like I said, did she confuse him with somebody else perhaps? Or did she just really like, I ain't fooling with this guy. Let me try to figure out some way out of it. But then I don't know if that was the answer either, because they had a conversation like, do you want to go to on this trip, which was to Honduras? It wasn't to Mexico this time, because usually, they'd be in Mexico, to Honduras, or we could stay behind and get to know each other here. So they opt to go on the trips. All 5 couples go on the trips. Now, Virginia, let me see if I can get to Miss Virginia, baby. Here she go. She says that she's attracted to Devin, but she's still like giving him this little, it's like she's giving him this little coy thing. Oh, do I look how you imagine? Oh, I look better. Oh, I said, maybe this is just like flirting. This is just her personality. I was just like, girl, what are we doing here? But, it is what it is. I'm getting kind of warmed up to her. She seems pretty cool. That's just, her vibe. She just coy. Some women are like that. We see them, get like a hot stone massage. They take a walk and they're just having a bunch of conversation. It's a lot of conversation to be had in episode, 7, where we're getting into, the trip to Honduras, we're getting to know each other and all of those things. So let's skip past them for now. Taylor and good old Daniel, like they're unpacking everything, right? She's again apologizing, and he's like, listen, it is what it is. Like, we move past it. I get it. I understand that would be weird if I had unfair advantage, so on and so forth. So, they moving past Instagram gate, y'all. So he going to the bathroom, because first they're talking about, I don't even know, y'all. He going to the bathroom. He come out the bathroom. She had to tell him, boo, go wash your hands. No, not she had to tell you to go wash your hands. Ew. Like, if I ain't gonna remember nothing else, I'm gonna remember that. So, like I said, she feels bad about the situation. The both of them like Taylor Swift. We spent all episode talking about that. It wasn't much of episode 7. The bulk of episode 7 was really Lauren and Dave, which I'm gonna leave for later. Monica and Joey, I think I have them up front. Yeah, Monica and Joey, they're talking about his hair, because he had long hair and all of those things. And we'll talk about her height, because she's a pretty tall girl. But I think she's like 5'10" and he's like 6'1". It's cool. It is what it is. And they also start talking about that dance in the pod that she did, because she was like, my dad does this dance. Okay, put your hands up and now put this hand in. It was just weird. He said, that kind of sold him. He was cracking up. He was with it from them. She apparently is a light sleeper, so she likes to sleep to a sleep machine, which was like, okay, cool. We find out, one of the things that we did find out about him, I believe, in this episode, was that he had OCD. I think it was his sister that passed, because remember I said in episodes 1 through 6 that a couple of them had siblings that passed, and so, right. But it wasn't like the Tim thing. We didn't harp on it. We didn't spend too long, because I didn't even remember. It was him and somebody else. But he was one of the ones the sister passed. And after the sister passed, he says it was kind of a control thing. So, OCD, you do repetitive things. And so he was like, he could see himself doing it, and he knew it was weird, but he couldn't stop. They told him they could give him medication for it, but he didn't want to do the medication. He kind of just wanted to figure it out on his own. And so he has. At least so he says. I do believe once they get into their living space and like coming up, he's still a little OCD, y'all. It's okay. It doesn't seem like it's as bad as it was then, for him to acknowledge it and go get treated for it and try to figure it out. But low-key, Joey still got a little OCD. I ain't mad at him. These two, unproblematic, get to meet the family. We get a little bit of drama on her, from her side of the family. But yeah, so far so good with these two. Sarah and Ben, they just loving each other. They loving each other. They love the way each other looks. They go get on the boat. They swim. It ain't much to be said. Like I said, we could breeze right on through episode 7, and we're going to get into the biggest of the episode, which was Lauren and David. Already was not a fan of David. David was the one that said he was in the aesthetics industry, that he was trying to do something different, that he was trying to break out and not be all about looks. And the one that was kind of, everybody that came into the pods was like, oh, what's wrong with you? Why are you here, sir? Why are you here? I think one of the black girls said that to him. Why are you here? Okay. Asking me why am I here? Like, we both here. Lauren that he ended up with was one of the ones that he said, "Oh, you're 30 years old, so automatically you're unattractive." I don't even know why she went on another date with him, truth be told, to even get all the way to the end. But here we are. We got Molly on out the way. Lauren got her crocodile tears and her little bit of pick me on, and she got chose. Okay, she got chose. I do feel like she's like the nicer, cooler, less mean girl of the two. Like I said in my last recap, I high key feel like he deserves Molly. I think he wants Molly. I don't know if he's attracted to Lauren, but don't let people guilt you out of your decisions. If you wanted Molly, then you should have picked Molly. She moving on. So when she gets there, she's like, she just got waxed, so she can't, have the sexuals for, I don't know if it was 24 or 48 hours. And she was like, I was really interested to do that. He don't really say too much about it. And I was like, that's odd. It sounded like she wanted to, but then the next morning when they were laying down, he was like on her body, like he was hugging her. She was like, I'm hot. And it was giving, get off me. Okay. It was giving, get off me. And even he had to say, well, no, wait a minute. Women are usually cold. Yes, we're usually cold. We're usually not bothered by the body heat. So the fact that she wants you to get off of her, I don't really know what that was about, but I was like, yeah, she's saying she's hot. Yeah. So these two never did have sexuals while they were in Honduras. He was saying she's not ready, but when he's ready, he'll be good to go. To me, he starts to give little insecure vibes just in his conversation as he's talking to her. Not that she don't. They have like a little bit of lunch. They do like a dunk tank. They really didn't focus too much on this trip to Honduras, y'all. Usually we get less pods, a little more of the honeymoon or pre-honeymoon or pre-wedding moon, whatever you want to call it, y'all. But this one we didn't really get that much. So he knows that someone that she's dated. I think it's actually two guys. And one of the guys that she dated a few months ago. She said it was nothing serious. He says he's dated, but he has not had a serious girlfriend in years. And he kind of thought that everybody coming on the show would be in the, hey, Shayna, would be in the same position. So he's giving like you want a pure woman. And I don't know at your age and stage why you would think that that's what you were getting, but that's what he's giving. He's giving antiquated. Or like I said, I think he should have chose Molly, that he's really not into her. He even brings up Molly. He's like, Molly dated somebody 6 months before the experiment, and he thought that was too close for comfort. Now let's back this train up, because I did forget to mention this in the first 6 episodes. Molly came on the show. Molly got on the show, got the redhead with the little bang, and said that she ain't never had a boyfriend before. She has situationships, she's dated. So we're going to automatically go from that at your big age to now we want to come on the show and get married. Child, I guess so. But I didn't understand why he was bringing up Molly, which is what makes me feel like you should have gone with her anyway. She giving a little bit of mean girl. You giving a lot of bit of a-hole. So you could have left a little crying Lauren alone and saved us all some trouble. But he did not. Okay? He did not. He didn't do that. So here we are. Now, at some point, I guess maybe that's next week when we have episodes 10 through 12, they'll do a little, mixer meet and greet when a couple of people from the pods come and mix it up. And, it's, ooh, this one's cute. Ooh, I like, it's always brings the drama for your mama. That's all that really happened on episode 7. So we can move right along to episode 8, which was another uneventful thing. So now we're still in Honduras. All the couples meet, how they have their little, speaking of mixer, their little barbecue, and they just all seem like friends. It's real chill. Nobody's really checking for anybody's girl or guy. They just like, I'll be perfectly honest with you. This season, I'm not getting a lot of chemistry. It's connection somewhat, and we'll get into it as they get home and start to meet the families. But it's given homie. It's given friendship. I'm not feeling the chemistry really from any of them, to be perfectly honest with you. So it seems like most of them aren't having sex. I figured Monica and Joey were, Ben and Sarah, and potentially Daniel and Taylor was on the fence, but most of the guys look like, they were kind of trying to leave it up to the ladies. So they, all kind of couples are kind of splitting up. First, they kind of start off together in like 2 groups, and they kind of splitting up, and they're talking to the people about their partners and what they love about their partners and how the pod experience has been and how the experience has been since they've been in Honduras and how it was last night and all the things, right? And then we're asking about sex, child. We're asking about sex. Dave asked Virginia, which I thought was out of pocket, because usually it's like the girls get together and then the guys get together and then the girls talk about it and the guys talk about it. So the fact that he asked another woman, I was kind of like, I don't know how to feel about that. But she wasn't the only one. Dave went around asking every woman, so like, they're having sex. Y'all having sex. That's why I was kind of gauging off of him asking that, who had actually done the do. But I was like, why? It just was weird. It was weird and it was strange. But this is Dave, and this is why I don't fool with Dave. Dave's vibe is off to me, okay? We found out that Ben is like leaving little love notes. He got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and so he left Sarah this note. But Ben is the lover boy. Ben is the lover boy that supposedly the girl on TikTok was crying. They even addressed this on the show in episode 9. We won't get into that. Ben be in these streets, right? Virginia's just saying like she's just very comfortable. Like she enjoys being like up under Devin. Like it's all good, right? So afterwards, the couples, they're in their prospective rooms and they're discussing their evening and they're discussing their couples. And everybody is kind of pretty much saying they feel like everybody's partnered correctly. Like everybody looks good together. They seem to be vibing. I'm seeing suitcases and I'm like, what's going on here? And I said, hold up, skirt. Wait a minute. Not y'all spent 6 episodes in the pods and 2 seconds in Honduras. Love is Blind. What are we doing? What are we doing here? We got episode 7 and it wasn't even half episode 8. I'm not even gonna hold you. It wasn't even half episode 8. They was in and they was out. Now, granted, they didn't really have much drama. It flowed relatively smoothly. We didn't see a lot of excursions. We got a lot of conversation. I didn't get into all of it. We got some kissing, we got some hugging and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to clean it up because everybody wasn't happy at the way y'all edited the first 6 episodes. These 3 episodes were better, but 6 episodes of pods, never. An episode and a half or a fourth of the getaway. Why? Don't do that. I think y'all missed what we were saying when we were talking about some more of the connections. As I'll get to it when we get to the end. They were like, well, I talked about one of them in my last recap. There were 3 other connections that y'all didn't even really explore, but yet you spent so much time focusing on Meg, Mason, Madison, and Alex, who none of them got engaged. I think there were 3 other couples that got engaged. One was Brittany, and Mo. They ended up not making it. But we didn't even get into that. There's 2 other couples I'll talk about very, very briefly at the end of this recap. We didn't get into those. That's what we're saying by we wanted more with the pods. Nobody said more episodes. Just cut down some of this other stuff and give us a little bit of something else. Y'all didn't really want to do that. Yet, your signals got crossed and here we are. So they're back in Minneapolis and they're moving into the apartments. The apartments are beautiful. They're like in this big tower of an apartment building, which I don't like those really big buildings, but the apartments are really nice. Joey and Monica, let's see if we can get back to them. They're kind of like, discussing chores. And like I said, he low-key, I'm going to say low-key because he says he's got past it. I don't know if he's completely got past it, but it used to be OCD. I think it's still a little bit there. They're talking about chores, and oddly enough, they both don't mind chores, but the one thing they both don't like is doing laundry. Monica get into this whole long story how she did the laundry. Laundry was clean. She put the laundry on the floor of the closet, and then the spiders built the nest. And Monica, she's so goofy sometimes. But speaking of goofy, Joey's voice be sending me sometimes too, child. Sending me sometimes too. They were, Anyway, so that's these 2. Sarah and Ben, they're kind of discussing their families' insecurity with the episodes. with the episodes, with the experiment, and then they start talking about planning a wedding, and he's like, well, I've never pictured anybody in a wedding dress, but suddenly I could picture you in a wedding dress. Ben, you got game and lines for days. That's what I'm gonna say for you. But like I said, Ben is the one, and we'll keep reminding y'all that they said it's for the streets. So Daniel and Taylor, of course, what are they discussing? Christmas and doggone Christmas trees. Talking about Christmas, where they gonna have Christmas, how many Christmas trees is gonna have, because she said she had like 4 Christmas trees in her apartment, and I was like, I needed to see, while we were looking at apartments, I needed to see her apartment. Okay, did we might have, let me see. So Virginia and Devin, they, speaking of apartments, they do go to visit their apartments to kind of grab a couple of things. So we see his apartment. It's a little bit small. It's pretty neat. It's a little bland. I said, sir needs more room, because the sneakers being next to the bed is an absolute no for me. No sneakers next to the bed. Now she's got a nice townhouse. So they get in her townhouse, they sit down, they start talking, and they start talking about, his place is little, and her personality is very nice. She's very cool. She's very unbothered. She's like, yeah, well, I've lived in some small studios in big cities, because he's talking about the size of his apartment. And essentially these two really just want to buy something. They want to get something together. They want to buy a house. They want to be homeowners and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that's cool. They start talking about finances, like, who's going to pay what and all of those things. And at first they kind of both seem financially responsible. He was saying, she says she likes to, spend money for experiences, but she's kind of, she's got herself together. She wants to be a millionaire, and, she's like, it won't come from my job, but, investments and stuff like that. He's like, his biggest, thing is his sneakers. He don't go too crazy with sneakers and stuff like that. But he was like, he got some money saved to the side, right? He talks about moving up in his business because he's coaching, but he has his own business. He wants to move up, stuff like that. So fine. But he does mention, when they start talking about separate, are we going to do separate accounts and then a joint account, which I think is what they decided on, separate accounts. And I guess they could do a joint account maybe for the bills. He says, like, I got a couple student loans and I have some medical bills. Sir, stop buying the sneakers and take care of the loans and the medical bills. I'm just saying. So either you have money saved to the side or you do not. That kind of was giving me mixed messages, but she was, saying like, she don't have no problem paying things off and stuff like that. And she doesn't want to leave him out there, just whatever. They really wanted to be a partnership, but she brings up a prenup. He seemed a little thrown off. Like that. And we'll get to revisit this conversation later when they go to meet his family. Now, I will say this, and I may repeat myself again. Everybody on this show, I know Love is Blind, they don't do it. I feel like they should do it. Love is Blind said that ain't our responsibility. We got everything else to do. We make these people sign, NDAs and all other kinds of contracts and whatnot. It ain't on us. It's up to them. I feel like everybody that comes on Love is Blind should have a prenup. You don't know these people. The divorce rate is high, even if you do know the person. But you're coming on this show where you don't know these people, and I would hate for some of y'all to get jammed up. I haven't heard up until this point that anybody's got jammed up, but it just seems like, it just seems like the easy answer. Like, why would I don't know. I was in Virginia because later on Virginia's like, I think everybody should have a prenup. Girl, talk about it, okay? Talk about it. And then she kind of finesses him a little bit. That's why I like her personality. She was like, well, you're talking about growing your business, and if something were to ever happen, like, I know you don't feel like I should feel entitled to that business. We should leave with what we came with. Cool. So he was like, oh, okay. He kind of got warmed up to it. She said, I want to root for him, but the cliff you saw there, well, she talks, she has like, I don't know whether she's flirting, but she just has this little baby doll voice, and it's very soft. And yeah, she could come off a little boring, but she's cool. I mean, the show as a whole ain't really giving you too rah-rah, and they got the two most light-skinned people. The two most light-skinned people made a connection to the Lord. But yeah, she can be a little dry. You got to get warmed up to our girl Virginia. I like Virginia. Is Virginia boring? Yes. She's given a little bit of, you remember Raven with SK, how Raven was like, she's not giving you a whole bunch of excitement. All right, we got to back this train up a little bit because we're going to Monica. We go to Monica's family home where she currently lives. Now, baby, these two got engaged in like episode 2. They met each other in episode 3. And it was so much that I don't even know if I just missed this because I wasn't listening. Because I don't know why she's back living because when she took him in the room, she's like, this is all the stuff from my apartment. So I don't know why she is back living at the family home. Is she living at the family home because she's doing a show? And so she just decided to get rid of her apartment, or why? I don't know. I be half listening sometimes. I have to admit. Hey, West Coast Barbara. Well, thank you for stopping by to say hey. I appreciate the support. I know a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say that. A lot of people watch Love is Blind, but a lot of people are for sure not watching this season. Yeah, hate to see it. Like I said, I'll kind of watch this so y'all didn't have to watch it, especially those first 6 episodes, baby. I feel like every content creator that watched them first episodes is due compensation, okay? So when they're at the house, they meet her family. It's her mom, her dad, her sister, and her sister's boyfriend. So, the sister is like, asking why you were single. And we get into all of that, right? Now, somewhere in the conversation, was this before or after? Joey gonna look at the sister and say, I can't remember his exact words, but the long and short of it is Monica's sister, Monica went out, not dated. Monica went out with the sister's boyfriend before he was the boyfriend, and they just didn't vibe like that. And she was like, I think he'll be a good match for my sister. And so now she's dating the sister, and Joey's making jokes like he kind of hanging around, trying to work his way back to Monica. It was a little uncomfortable. That could be one of the reasons why the sister was not really feeling Joey. And Joey is giving you jovial. So yeah, but the sister wasn't feeling him, baby. So the mama like, we need a fam jam, baby. She like, oh my God. Monica was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It's gonna be so embarrassing. Baby, them folks got out their instruments and it was given very just pick up the pieces, baby. They had banjos and all kinds of instruments. Yeah, I had to pull it out for y'all. Look. Yeah, they was giving all of that. It was quirky as hell, but I love to see it. I love a little quirk. I had to wake y'all up. The show is wake it up. Quirky, but I love a good quirky family, close family. My son be saying I'm corny, so it was cute to me. I feel like Joey was a trooper. He participated. He got his little instrument, and they was doing what they had to do. That might have been a point because I said, wait, the sister's boyfriend wants Monica. I had in my notes, but baby, anyway. So there was talk when they first moved in that Monica family got a sock bin, right? And the sock bin is clean socks, but it's a compilation of everybody's socks in the sock bin. Now we got a sock bin. It's mostly mismatched socks, but we don't be sharing socks like that because Joey was like, I'm not sharing nobody's socks. Like it's giving yuck. She's like, they're clean. So she took them upstairs. Like I said, this is where we find out that she's back in the family house. She's in her room. This is the stuff from her apartment. But Joey was like, it's very cute. It's endearing that y'all are that close. And still no. I'm not wearing nobody's socks. Although low key Monica be hanging around with dirty feet that they keep showing us any chance that they get. So she goes outside. She talked to her hating ass sister. I didn't even write down the siblings or the parents' names this season. Usually I'll be knowing it's mama this and papa that. No, I know Papa Willie, I know Big Willie, and I know Daniel. That's it. The rest of these people's name, I don't know. And I only know Daniel because Daniel is Taylor daddy. And then she's dating a Daniel. And then Devin's dad is Willie, but I think Virginia's dad is also Willie because a lot of them had dads with the same name. Name is kind of weird. Anyway, I ain't write no names down. She just Monica old hating ass sister. So she's like, he's not really your type though, like looks wise. And she's like, well, what is my type? She gives some old random like, oh, model. She's like, maybe that's everybody's type, right? And then she's like, Monica's kind of telling her like, that's not even the point of the show is for you to end up with a guy that's your type. Love is blind. Duh, right? Got it, right? So she's kind of defended her decision and the conversation that they've had and why these two go together like peanut butter and jelly. And they picked each other relatively quickly. Now, I don't know, judging from watching this show, how many deep conversations they had or how many conversations they had about the things that they needed to have. It looks like they're having some of them in Honduras and some of them in the apartment. I don't know whether they're rehaving these conversations, but she said, I'm going to try to watch, but I don't see. I'm rooting for the black couple. Monica and Joey are going to be should be like your golden couple, your unproblematic couple that you want to root for. And then Virginia and Devin is the black couple. And then it's like, other than that, everybody else is kind of either a maybe or a no. So she, like I said, she defended her decision or whatever that she's made, right? That's her man. She's gonna stick beside him. And the sister who is older she's giving jealous. She wants to get married first. She even made a comment like, I'm 5 years older than you. So like, it's kind of strange to her that she will be getting married first. Ma'am, don't hate the player, hate the game. She passed that boyfriend off to you that you got, and you still sitting up here hating from the sidelines. But child, she's talking about, she feels like Joey's an actor. He be telling people what they want to hear. He turned the charm on. Everybody's going to give you their representative. And especially when you go meet people's family, like, are you going to not put your best foot forward? But that's why I said sis was hating. When we get into episode 9, I'm going to put them first. We can go ahead and sweep them on out the way because they ain't got nothing else to do. They're discussing meeting her folks. They haven't met his folks yet. I don't know whether that's coming up in 10 through 12, but we just met Monica's peoples, right? So they're discussing meeting her folks. It went really well. He's like, I don't think your sister like me. She don't like you. Even Monica say, nope, she don't like you. She ain't feeling you. So he's like, I don't know if he asked or she kind of said that no one is ever good enough for her. And he's like, I wonder if that's jealousy. I said, Joey, not you clocking it. Not you clocking it. Were you a fly on the wall? You a fly on a tree branch outside when she had told her that she's 5 years older and she thought she was going to get married first. And the worst thing she would hate is for her to, marriage is serious. You to get married and go ahead and then get divorced. Baby, don't nobody go into a marriage thinking about they're going to be divorced. Nobody does. The same way I'm a single mother. Nobody goes into being a parent. Like let me not say nobody. Some people, they make a lot of money. They decide to do the donor situation. That's a separate situation. But for the most part, no woman goes into a relationship, creates a baby, whether they're married or not, thinking, hey, I want to be a single mother. Nobody thinks like that. So nobody is going into a relationship thinking, oh my God, child. So Monica wants Joey and her sister to sit down and talk. He's like, I think y'all honestly need to have a conversation first. I said, Joey, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you because they really, really do. We're going to spend a lot of time on these two here, on Taylor and Daniel. Because honestly, I thought this connection was dead in the water from the whole Instagram gate. You followed me and unfollowed me. He says he didn't. She ain't find the facts to substantiate it. I thought she really wasn't feeling the man, but yet she stayed with him and she went to Honduras. So, like, do you really like him? Are you trying to get TV time? But what we did get, good family stories, good connections. So she meets his folks. That's his mom, his dad, his brother, and the brother's fiance, and his sister who is blind. We heard from the sister who's blind. We heard about the sister who's blind in like episode 1, child. Hey, JB. Hey. We heard about the sister who's blind. So she's got her service dog or whatever. So they sit down and I'm just watching. I got my eyes on mom, right? Because mom was just dad too. But you always got to watch the mamas. Real reflective. She was really, really taking in all the conversation, them talking about the pods, them talking about what it is they like about each other. everything like that. She's just taking it all, and you can kind of see. And I was like, I'm trying to like get the vibe and see how mom is feeling. Uh, this is 7 through 9. They did 3 this week. They did 6 last week, but the first 6 episodes, baby. I mean, if you want to just watch my last recap and skip it all together, because they just this season they decided to. Everybody says it's given very unseasoned, very no DEI, but they're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They dropped 6 episodes on Valentine's Day, and all 6 episodes were in the pods. Just so you know what you're getting into. We got, yeah, they always, that did the last couple times they dropped 6. The last couple times they dropped 6, but it wasn't 6 in the pods. It was like 4 in the pods and then 2 in Mexico. This time, the first 6 were in the pods. This week, yesterday we got 7 through 9. 7 and just a little tip of 8 were in Honduras, and then they was back home already. So yeah. Yep. So like I said, mom, she taking it all in, she digesting, and she says she likes the concept of it because the daughter is blind and everything like that. And he kind of said the same thing, and kind of she can't see people, so she just loves people for their heart and all of those things. But she's saying that it's good for him to love a woman without seeing her to love her for her heart, but also he's kind of he kind of holds back and doesn't give all of himself, so it would also be good for him to kind of be vulnerable. And he was the mom and sister, as they're talking, because the sister starts talking about how she sees the world and how she thinks the experiment is a good thing, and it just kind of had me just tearing up, y'all. It's very boring, but they're gonna give you a couple emotional moments. So they start talking about her family, and Taylor's like, my family's taking a little bit longer to warm up to it, but his family does give the two of them their blessing. Yes. Yes, it is. Here, I'll show you who we got. These are our couples. We got Monica and Joey. We got Sarah and Ben. We got Taylor and Daniel, who we're talking about right now. Virginia and Devin, which is our only black couple, brown couple, minority couple, and they got the 2 most light-skinned people they could find. And then we didn't get to that. And then we got Lauren and David. That's it. That's our 5 couples. Yeah. And then we did have 3 other couples. One was a black couple that we didn't get to see. That I hate that. And then the other 2 were I think one was like a biracial child. They didn't show us anyway. So later on, like I said, I like to put all these things together so we can get down to it. They meet her folks finally. It's her mom and her dad. Like I said, her dad's name is also Daniel. This is the only one I can remember because he's Daniel. The dad is Daniel, right? So she was kind of telling us like her mom is the one that's going to be the hard sell. And you could tell because he was like, can I have a hug? Mama was looking like, I'll give you a hug. All right. And she was saying how her dad finished his cancer treatments and stuff like that. Dad is just, like most of the dads, because even when we got to Daniel's dad, cool, calm, quiet, kind of letting mom take the lead. He at least did say a couple things. This dad kind of gave, a little, a couple of amens, but it was more so mom was in charge. So, they sit down and they're talking about the hesitations towards, this whole experiment as a whole, and how the mom feels left out. Like she got left out of the dating part. She got left out of the, the engagement part. And she feels like that's huge. And then she's like, well, mom, as soon as I got my phone and I was able to connect with you, I did. Now, Daniel was recruited. As you know, most of the men do get recruited for this show because I feel like a lot of the women apply, but they say, the quality men is not applying, or they're just not getting enough men to apply. So they slide into DMs. So they slid into his DMs. He wasn't quite sure, but then, like I said, he thought about it. The sister was blind. He thought it would be a good idea. So don't do it, girl. I did it. He did it, right? JB said, y'all unseasoned chicken. Everybody's so creative. Oh, I mean, there in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I mean, we are everywhere, but we are truly in the minority there. I think it's less than 20%, 18%, 18%, 16 in Minneapolis, and 18 to 20 in the whole state of Minnesota. Child, I don't know. Yes, like up the live, y'all. I am doing the Lord's work. As good sis Shayna said, she ain't really trying to watch this show, so I thank her for being here and supporting me. So the mom, like I said, the mom is not feeling it. She give all the reasons why. She's just feeling left out. But you look, mom, you're here now. So it's so funny. They're talking about like not having their phone or whatever. And the one thing the dad did say, which had me cracking up, it wasn't that funny, but it was just funny. It's like one of them corny things that your parents say, how like my kids say I'd be corny. The dad was like, I'm amazed that you got along 3 weeks without your phone. I'm like, oh, baby. And she was like, shh. Ain't that the truth? And I'm like, yeah. So for the first time in a long time, we are at Taylor's parents' house, and Daniel's parents come over and join them, right? The dad gets there. Daniel's parents are I like Daniel's parents. I love Daniel's parents. Daniel's parents are very, very cool. The dad is like, oh, let's see, you got some renovations to your home. Like, your home looks beautiful. And Taylor's mom is like, yeah, most people downsize in their old age, but we've, added on both of our homes. I said, come on, you better tell them you got 2 homes. We've added on both of our homes because they want, the grandchildren. They want them to be able to come back. They want them to bring their grandchildren. Taylor's parents have been married 50 years. Daniel's parents have been married 34 years. And just, Daniel, like I said, Daniel's dad is kind of, trying to get into the conversation and everything. And then Taylor's mom is asking Daniel's mom, like, what do you think about all this, girl? Like, this is too much. So she's like, listen, I know it's hard, but as these kids get to be adults, they got to make their own decisions. And I just have to kind of, learn to respect it, learn to go with it, trust them that they know what they're doing. Baby, it is the hardest thing. Like when they say stepping out on faith, okay? My oldest is 22. We ain't got to marriage yet, but I can imagine, okay? I can imagine just letting them get acclimated to making decisions on their own as an adult is hard enough, baby, okay? It's hard enough. They say Olaf. If you watch the quote, yes. Oh, yes. I think I just say Olaf. So, his parents finally leave. And after his parents leave, Daniel sits down with Taylor's parents and kind of like asks for their permission or their hand in marriage. Like, we did this way, but I come from family. I'm traditional. I really want to ask for your hand the proper way. It's a little hesitation. They have some laughs about it. I'm like, cool. Okay. Cool. Because Lord, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, so we end on Sarah and Ben. I'm just trying to make sure, because I did try to start breaking it into the couples for this 9th episode. Sorry, y'all. Let's go to, Dave and Lauren. Pain in the behind, Dave and Lauren. So they go to the cycling studio where she works to meet her friends. And baby, they do a cycling class, child. He said he is in shape, but he cannot get the hang of it. He got to come up, down. Then he was like, he couldn't get them. Them hips was lying, okay? He could not get them hips together. Nothing. He just was hanging on for dear life, just sitting there looking. So when they're done, he's kind of, sitting there talking to her friends, right? And then we get into this conversation that we kind of had when we were back in Honduras of the guy that she was dating before she came into the pods. It turns out she met him on Hinge. Her friends are like trying to reassure him, like, Nah, like they was seeing each other. They met on Hinge, but she wasn't really messing with him like that. And when your friends are dating somebody, you meet the friends, you hang out with the friends. Like we didn't really meet this dude. We didn't know this dude. Matter of fact, he used to date one of the other homies for like 7 years. And then that relationship ends. I said, oh, child. But Dave is just like, he's not, she's just trying to say like she was with this man for like 5 minutes, but Dave is not. I feel like he's just trying to get out the situation because we really harping on this. We're really harping on this. Like, y'all are old. Like, I know you're not expecting for nobody to be pure. And if you want to be in control of how long somebody is dating somebody, as before they came on the show, this is not the place you should have came. But I think even above all of that, all this gaslighting and stuff that he was doing and putting on and performing, he just don't want this girl. And he just gonna keep trying to make her life difficult and gaslight her till she break up with him. That's the vibe that I get, because homegirl was crying and whatever. So she's like, I want to sit down and talk to, the people that's influential in your life. That's i.e. his friends, your mom's in our business. She's in our business. She want to talk to these friends and like just move on with the situation. Like she's kind of over it. So now later on, down at the apartment, the friends are supposed to join them. And I said, I don't know if they're going to make it through this. We got to go again down the road about this guy. She's telling him it was a casual thing. But, their last meeting, they had ice cream. And he even talked about another Hinge date, that he had. They were kind of friends with benefits for like 2 months. But, she's ready for marriage. He wanted it. There's moral to the story. Baby, people do the friends with benefits thing. I think with women, and which might be his whole point, but if she did it for 2 months and was able to move on, obviously she had a lot more distance between him than, you traditionally do, because you can like go out with people in my opinion, when you do friends with benefits, at least when I've done it, you take me out for a slice of pizza or something. But it's just like you're not dating. I mean, everybody handles it differently, but child, we're gonna move forward because I'm about to get in my business and this don't got nothing to deal with me. And I like, do you guys think this is a big deal? Like anybody that's here now, anybody comes through on the replay, please tell me if you think this is a big deal that this girl dated this man on Hinge for 2 months. It was friends with benefits, and then they not together, and then she came on the show. Because I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, like it would not even be a big deal. And for sure, she's getting judged. But like I said, I think it's just something else behind it. And he just really trying to gaslight us. She trying to make it work out. She want to talk it out. She want to meet the friends, but him not so much. He decided he don't even want to bring the friends over there. He just gonna go off and meet with the friends by himself. We're gonna get into this real quick. I'm gonna take you to this very last slide because we're gonna see this man in question. Yeah, it can be done. I have gone over. Yeah, it could be done. And I know women tend to get a little bit more attached, but it doesn't sound like that was a problem that she had. Now this man done popped up everywhere. Oh, that's what I failed to mention, y'all. That is one big thing. Let's back this up because this may make a difference in how y'all feel about it. I don't know whether Netflix was petty because they do know about this man, because even David's sister know about this man. And you know how David feels about his sister. It's giving very strange vibes. Now also, I believe David's mother passed, so maybe the sister has taken on the mother role. Even still, it's just a little creepy. It's a little weird how much he reveres the sister. So the sister's not feeling it, and the friends are not feeling it. And like I said, I think he just don't want her because I have the ability to move past things. Now you could do it, and then your sister and your friends could be totally correct, but I have the ability to move past things if it's not a big deal to me. But the man that Lauren messed with actually lives in the building that they are now staying in for the show. So the building, baby, yeah, Uche and Lydia. So the man that she was messing with, the building that they're staying in now, like their little shared apartment space for this experiment, the man live in the same building, okay? The man live in the same building. And he want his 5 minutes, y'all, because that's what the friends were saying too. Here he go. There he go. Dan the man. I wish I had just put his picture on a separate slide because okay, the other side is Daniel, Alex, Mason, Ben, and Dave. I found that online because y'all was saying that it's like Timu. Y'all they got all the same versions of the men that they look different. Just they look the same but just slightly different. So that's this picture on my far, whatever that way is. Because last time I said the wrong. It's my right ain't gonna come across differently. They're all the way over with the picture of everybody. That's just what I was telling y'all about last time on the last recap, that I didn't have the visual representation, how they said that y'all had picked the same man and he just looked a little bit different. But this gentleman right here, Dan the man, he went and did this himself, baby. Dan went on the show. No, Dan went on Love is Blind, but Dan done made him up a little poster, okay? Dan made him up a little poster and put it on his IG, baby. Because I guess he do want his 5 minutes. He says time to swap leg day for love day. Uh-huh. Jim Tan Law, something like that, child. Okay. This the man in question. This the Dan, that not Virginia, that Lauren. It's these people, just so much vanilla. That our girl Lauren right here was having her little situationship with, child. So Virginia and Devin, they go meet his mom and his dad is Willie, because I think her dad is Willie too, but we ain't meet her people yet. So I guess we're gonna meet some more of the families 10 through 12. I guess I'll just answer my own question. His sister and the brother-in-law. Now, Devin is biracial. His mom is white, and his dad is black. And yeah, the daddy don't say too much. We get the same conversation, different families. Sit down and talk about the experiment, how that went, why they came on the show, their similarities, what they like about each other, their experiences, right? So they talk about, faith, because I think they're Christian. Yes, Christian. She got the faith. Yeah. They talk about having kids because they're like, oh, yeah, I went to the same school. Oh, but you're a little bit older. And the sister's like, well, I mean, when do you plan on having kids right away? I mean, you don't got to make it seem like that lady's eggs are old. You don't got to do that. And she's like, well, have sooner than later. I, talked about freezing my eggs and things of that nature, things that women go through. Because when you start, I mean, we really don't have much time as women. We really don't. You can have kids later in life. It just gets a lot harder. So they have that conversation. He said he wanted 2 to 5, and the sister's like, yeah, that's because you wanted to. He's Devin. That's why it was 5. He was going to name each one kid with the D, one with the E. He's like, I was just joking. And she was like, she had said 2 to 6, but it's looking more like, probably more like 2 is more feasible. But that's because, they wanted a big family. Cool. So everything is going well until she bring up the prenup. And then it's like, skirt, you can see the brother-in-law's face because everybody, when they hear prenup, is like, oh, you're planning for divorce. She's like, I think everybody should have, a prenup. Because they're going over all of the things that they discuss. Like I said, they went over their finances, they went over their living situation, they went over all of that, and they went over the prenup. So they welcome her, and she goes and meets their little pig. I forgot what the pig name is, but then I guess she can go use the ladies' room, and we're gonna talk about this prenup. And Devin was kind of saying, listen, he was a little thrown off initially too, but I get what she's saying. It's kind of like a sign of the times. It's best to do. It's like, it's not that she's trying to get anything from me and like I said it earlier in the live, and I'm gonna say it again. I think everybody should have a prenup, just in my personal opinion. Same as Miss Virginia said, girl, I'm co-signing what you said. Everybody should have a prenup. But for sure, the people on Love is Blind, y'all do not know each other from a can of paint. So why y'all would not think it would be beneficial to get a prenup? You like, yeah, she has more money than him, but even still, child, don't you want to keep your 2 pennies too, sir? No, okay. They don't be thinking about that. They don't be thinking about it. So last of all, we're gonna end up with a bang, as much bang as we got for this doggone season. So like I said, Ben for the streets. We got Sarah, we got Ben. They go meet his friends, Abe, Leah, Lana, and Sam. It don't seem like these people is really his friends. They very diverse. One of the girls is like a lesbian, the other one child. It just don't give that these people his friends, right? Same thing. We get, why did they do the experiment? They talk about the dating app. She said, she's not really a dating app person. So she's never been on the dating app. I said, Sarah, that is me, girl. That is me, but I am not in my 30s. So yeah, okay. The friends say, are their core values equal? And Sarah says yes. And I said, Sarah, why you always lying? Why you always lying? I said yes for the LGBTQ thing, because we even bring that up. Like I said, one of the friends was like, she brings up her sister being part of the community. That one of the ladies that's with him is like, I got a girlfriend. Okay, all right, girl. But what about George Floyd, girl? What about George Floyd? Y'all core values are not aligned. You have sacrificed a lot to be with this man, and I'm not sure for what. And it's feeling like bail. Also, he's not supposed to be uber religious, but he go to church every Sunday. One of the friends asked, would you be willing to go to church? She's like, yeah, I guess. So, it's giving us the show. It's giving you're not giving off the come on lips, like the issue that I have with the church and religion, because he doesn't like to call it religion. He likes to call it faith. That's what it's his belief system and things like that. He believes in God, and the God is a loving God, what he said, right? So I think he just focuses on that and puts all the other stuff to the side. But sir, you're religious. You go to church every Sunday. I tried to not say that last episode, but you're religious. Like, it is what it is. You want to call it faith, but it's important to you. And it sounds like it's important for you that she also goes to church, which is probably why your friends ask. But they say, he's a good communicator. It seems like you're a good communicator. And they talk about, he's a designated driver for one of the friends. And that's when they had the conversation about faith versus religion and stuff like that. And I said, all of that's well and good, but baby, what about him? What about him smashing and leaving his YouTube card? Yep, that's right. Homeboy be sleeping with the ladies, and then look, I gotta take my son Pokemon card, and then leaving is a card with a picture of him on it, and it says YouTube. And I meant to go look at his YouTube channel and see if it's still there. What about you with smashing women and then giving them your YouTube card, Ben? We're gonna get into that, right? So later on, they back at the apartments. They having a good conversation. Yeah, they talking about how the day went. Yeah, how his friends are great. All of the things. And then Sarah's like, "Uh-oh, what? Uh-oh." She find the girl on TikTok crying. Yes, he be leaving the women his YouTube card. Check out my channel. I'll go find it on YouTube. Yes. And I want to go look for his YouTube channel, see if it's there. He is a red flag. They said the city is small and Ben be in these streets, baby. So she find which was great, because I guess either he must have told somebody he was casting, or somebody, since it's a small city, must have seen them filming or whatever. We put one and one together again too. Mama got right on the camera with them tears, okay? And in perfect timing, because usually all this stuff comes out after it's already wrapped. We get all the gossip and all the juice and everything after the season is already wrapped, and then we don't ever get to address it. And then they like to do the reunion early, because I think they're supposed to be doing a reunion like now. And we just got episode 7 through 9 up. Actually, did they do 7 through? I think the reunion is supposed to be coming up. So y'all probably didn't even see 7 through 9. Or even if you did, we still haven't seen it. So all the skeletons ain't got to fall out the closet yet. In any case, like I said, ma'am somehow found out. She got her ass on TikTok, started crying, talking about how she's dating this man and how he did her dirty. And she don't say his names, but she's like, oh, he was supposed to be drafted for a Division I school, and then he had stayed back because something with either the sister was sick or the mama was sick or something. And so when she described it, he was the only person that it fit. We all knew this. So Sarah sitting there, and then Ben oh yeah, she's talking about me. Oh, okay, y'all. He's like, yeah, I think she's talking about me. He's like, I blocked her. She had blocked me. I haven't talked to this lady in 4 years. We met her on Tinder. We never hooked up. But he's like, y'all don't really remember. Sarah's like, I don't like that you don't remember. I said, yes, Sarah, please, 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 because what you're not going to do is just skate on by that one. What you mean you don't remember? So he's like, we went on a date and then we met up. We went out to a couple bars, like, for a couple weekends. I didn't really speak to her after that. I kind of like ghosted her. And Sarah's like, you ghosted her? And she's crying. Like, why? Like, if you just ghosted her, what is she crying for? And I got what she was saying, because typically ghosting, you gonna get mad, Kira, but you ain't gonna get no tears. Like, what are you crying for? So he's like, and y'all nothing happened? He's like, did y'all kiss? He's like, yeah. So he says that they kissed, but they didn't hook up. Nothing happened. Da 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 da. So Sir's saying, and like JB said, let me just make sure, because yeah, it's giving all of that, right? I might judge these slides up for the next one, because last season I got all the issues I had on the slides, but this season is so boring. It's like I don't even feel like giving y'all. I took them out. Look, at the last one they was in the pause. I took them out of the pause and then they together, but I just got the energy for that. So he wants to move forward, right? She's a beautiful girl. She's a fun girl. She's real cool. She's a real good time. He wants to move forward, and she's like, yeah, but I like you, cool, I like you, but I really don't want to dismiss what this girl is saying. And I like that, Sarah. I like that for you. I like that about you, because a lot of times we be thinking that they hating on the sidelines and we be ignoring them, and it be red flags, and they be trying to tell us, but you be like, oh, she jealous. Meanwhile, whole time you ignoring the Yelp reviews, she giving you the tea and you ain't even take it. So she's like, nothing else better come out. You need to tell me everything that there needs to know. Nothing else better come out. I said, ooh, child. In the preview, it looks like Dave and Lauren have moved forward somewhere. I don't know if they're going to get to the altar. I don't see them at the altar, but I do see them meeting maybe his mother. Somebody gets met, child, which I was surprised, because I was like, okay. Oh gosh, how did I get there that fast? That was from last week, guess, because I put them all on one, but yeah. So it looks like somehow they're gonna move forward. We're gonna meet some of the other people from the pods. It's like Brittany, Molly, like I said, you gotta do this mixer so we can mix it up and we can see what we could have had, and we got this, and now we don't want this, we want that. And hopefully that'll be a little spice, because we got a little bit more spice than we did them first 6 episodes, but not much. So hopefully we can, yeah. And then we seen a scene where looked like Monica and Joey was having something, and I said, "Oh, are Monica and Joey crumbling right in front of us?" Child, I don't know. Would you guys do this experiment? I told you guys sorry, I'll try to take that down and went back up. I told y'all last thing, I could not do this experiment, but y'all get down in the comments and let me know, like, would you do this experiment? Would you go on this show? And who do you think will get married? Okay, let me throw my slides up again. Yes, no, maybe so. There we go. So Monica and Joey, I think they'll at least make it to the altar. They were my number one couple who I thought was going to get married. But like I said in the preview, I don't know what's going on, because she said something about him not paying her attention or something like that. So I'm going to put them as and it's funny because I put yes, no, maybes on these slides, and then I took it off. So I had them as a yes. I had Sarah and Ben as a maybe, and especially since we're going through this thing. I mean, I heard it. I don't know if y'all want me to spoil it. I'm gonna leave it alone. So we're just gonna say maybe. Taylor and Daniel, I'm also giving maybes. I like the dynamic between their two families, but just the two of them together, I don't really know. So I gave them a maybe. I'm gonna give Virginia and Devin a yes, because I mean, why not? Why not? Lauren and David, I'm gonna give it a no. I'm giving a no when I let it go. So yeah, you guys can get that in the comments and let me know who you guys think is going to get married, or who you think is going to make it to the altar and say no. All of the things. We come down a home stretch. We got episodes 10, 11, and 12 come out next Friday. I think I set up the live already for next Sunday. I told y'all last week about Brittany and Mo. They got engaged and then broke up because it was two black people, but he was African and she was African American. He ain't never dated no sisters, and said she was a little brown for his liking, and he didn't know if he can. Sir, all of this vanilla, mayonnaise, whatever you want to call it, on this season, and you pick the sister and go be mad because you picked the sister, because I know you picked the sister, because we know. We know. Even the little TikToks, I laugh when they they do the little you know, cultural recognition things, the things that we can know from the other side of the pod. So I was just dumbfounded. Kylie, I don't have a picture of her. Y'all ate her up. She had that jacket on with, it was like one long sleeve, and then it was like a little spaghetti strap, and everybody was like, what you got going on, right? She ended up getting engaged to somebody named Brian, and I think the two of them are still together to this day. They didn't go, I don't think they went to Honduras either. They dated outside the pods, and I think they're still together. Now, there was another girl, Vanessa, who's her mom got on somebody's podcast. The mom was white, but Vanessa's biracial, and she was dating this white guy, Adam. They made it out the pods, didn't go to Honduras, dated in the real world, broke up. So that's 3 other couples that y'all could have showed us when y'all was showing us Meg. And no, I think all 3 of those got engaged. That y'all was showing us, instead of giving us Meg, Mason, Madison, and Alex, and that drama, they could have gave it to us, just gave it to us less. Like, this is what we meant when we said we wanted more of the pods. Y'all just not allocating your time properly. We did not say we wanted 6 episodes. I'm going to say that 50, 11 times. We did not say we wanted 6 episodes. We just said we wanted more of that, and you still didn't give it to us. Still didn't give it to us. I don't even watch Married at First Sight. I got to go finish watching Ready to Love. I don't watch Married at First Sight. And I just don't have time to do Ready to Love, so I just enjoy that in my own. I have never watched 1 episode. I think, no, Shayna was talking about Family or Fiance, which is another one I don't watch, but it sounded very interesting because she did that at the end of her Ready to Love live. So I was listening to that, but yeah. JB says, I would do this and try. You would do this and try. Do this and try and date in the real world. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't get married. I'm just a little, like I said on the last one, I care what you look like. At this age and stage, I'm not really interested in dating out of my race. Speaking of age and stage, I'm in my 40s and I have kids. So this show is not for me. But there's a wide range demographic that watches YouTube. See, because JB is young and popping. He's still young and popping. He could do these things, okay? He ain't got no chick nor child, so he could be outside and doing all the fun things and meet and greet with the people, okay? But for me, it would be a no. And that's the one thing I didn't talk about this season, but I usually talk about it every time I do Love is Blind. That's part of the concept of the show that I don't like, is that they have to get married at the end. But I think Shayna was saying, well, that's what makes the show unique. Okay? Because to me, I feel like, will you be my girlfriend circle? Yes or no? That's how we get out the pods. If y'all want to do a little vacation, get to know each other, move out into the real world, and then end with an engagement instead of a marriage. That's what I've always said. We also need a therapy component, but we not be about to rewrite the show. We're still watching, so they're still going to do what they want to do the way they want to do it. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. I can grow to be attracted to somebody if it's not an oh hell no. Like, what if you meet an oh hell no, JB? What if it's an oh hell no on the other side of that screen? Because if it's just like, that's not your type or whatever, you could get warmed up to it. For sure. It's some people I meet that I won't say that they're unattractive, but that I'm not initially attracted to. But as you get their personality, you're like, okay, because he's looking kind of good. I get that. But what if you get, oh, hell no. And now you done fell in love. And now you got to look at them all the time. Or not. But what did Shayna say? I like them. I like a medium ugly. Is that what I can't remember what she said. Mostly in the real world, you don't meet, or you don't really meet like, your Idris Elbas or your like oh my God, he's really attractive, guys. So I don't want somebody that's prettier than me and that you fixing to be in the mirror and stuff like that. So when I say that, understand that I'm not like, my expectations aren't like all the way up there. Now they're not down here, but they're not all the way up here. I'm not like looking at me like Tyler Lepley or, none of these fine ass dudes. Like that's not necessarily what I'm looking for either. Anyway, I'm surprised I was even able to make it to an hour because I just barely made it to an hour the last recap, and that was 6 episodes. But mama, I made it, okay? With 3 episodes because Lord knows. Anybody that comes through on the replay, please leave a comment, #replay. Drop an emoji or something. Let me know how you like. You could talk about any of these episodes because I'm all caught up, so I don't got to worry about a spoiler. You could talk about 1 through 6. I mean, preferably you can just go to the 1 through 6 recap and talk about 1 through 6 there. 7 through 9. What do you think of these people? What the casting, the editing, the Honduras trip, the meet the parents, the meet the any of the things. Just get down in the comments and engage with your sister. I like to see it and YouTube likes to see it. And I answer back. Might take me a minute, but I answer back. We'll at least give you a heart, a little something. Yeah, my brain. It be a little slow sometimes. Oh, you know what? And I forgot. Let me go get ready. Cause I'll be trying to run out this door. And won't have my stuff set up. Oh, please help your girl get to 1,000. I know I haven't got to 500, so yes, obviously let's get to 500 first because I'm stuck in 400 jail. Share this video. We share your videos because sharing is caring. Please subscribe, and subscribe, okay? The watch hours has gotten there. I mean, I done got to the 3,000. I ain't got to the 4,000. I got to the 3,000, but I need to get the subs there. So please and thank you. I don't know what's really going on there, but I appreciate you all. Again, all of the things at the bottom of the screen, like if you haven't already. We just talked about commenting. We just talked about subscribing. We talked about sharing this video. We share your video. The Cash App is there. The Venmo is there. I'm not monetized. Share if you would like to. If you don't, that's okay too. I'll take a like and a sub. I'm cool with that. That works. It works. It works for me. It works. It works for me. I am sipping on some iced tea from the goblet. I can't be drinking all the time. And I'm dehydrated. I've been home from work and I have not been drinking my water, minding my biz, okay? My son made some iced tea. And I'm flipping on some iced tea. And I can't even sleep. My Love is Blind goblet. It's so funny. I got this from Walmart and then Target. I know we're not supposed to be shopping in Target. But right before all this happened, Target had them. In like the bullseye section. So yeah, that's what I'm sipping on, girl. And thank you for still being here or popping out or popping back in. Either way, I appreciate it. Other than that, you guys, I'm out of here. Check out some of my other content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, peace, peace.